This is a short interview that I have done with Akshat Chaudhary. He is earning millions of dollars in profit through his plugins. Unfortunately, the video is having some of the background noises. I usually would have scrapped this video, but because of the knowledge that he had provided us with, I decided that I will go and publish this video. And I will suggest, if you are thinking to start any online business, whether it is plugin, theme development, agency, anything, you should watch this video. I have also added subtitles and lower thirds so that you can easily grab it. Next time when I meet Akshat, I'll make sure that I'll find a quieter place and we will have even a better interview than this one. So hi guys, welcome to another podcast. Today I am coming from WordCamp Kerala with one of the best WordPress plugin developers, and he is from WP Remote. And so can you please introduce who you are and what you are doing?
Thanks Kripesh for having me, and we're glad to be here at WordCamp Canada. It was a fantastic event. I'm the founder CEO of WP Remote, and so WP Remote lets you manage multiple websites very easily if you're an agency. And we have some of other products are BlogVault, Malcare, and Airlift.
Okay. And since how long are you in this?
So we've been doing this for more than 10 years now.
10 years. Wow.
So over time we have built multiple products. So we started with BlogVault actually.
Okay.
Expanded to Malcare, which covers security, and then WP Remote, which covers which is a product for agencies, and finally now we are doing Airlift.
Okay, nice. And how many active users are you currently having on those plugins?
So we have hundreds of thousands of active users and more than 15,000 plus paying customers.
What was the turning point for your business that made your business grow exponentially?
I think we've not really had too many like exponential growth. It's been a slow and steady continuous growth. Like with multiple inflection points, we have just continued focusing on our products and continuing to add to our overall vision of making websites, much more useful for businesses.
What's your current team size?
We are almost 35 people right now.
35 people. Wow. All based out of India, or?
Yeah, everyone is in India. Most of us are in Bangalore.
Working from in office?
Yeah, we are working from. So one thing which COVID taught us was we don't like remote work. We like to sit together and collaborate. And
how are you getting your downloads? Like, how are you marketing your plugins?
we don't do a lot of active marketing. We use a lot of content marketing for it, and content marketing plays a very big role. We have seen that being active in WordPress in Facebook communities has helped a lot. And finally, word of mouth. Obviously, over a period of time, a brand has been built around the quality and reliability of our products. So their word of mouth is a very big driver.
So you started with content marketing and Facebook communities first.
Yes, content marketing we have been doing all along, and slowly over time we have realized that it has really built. The momentum gets built with content marketing. So earlier you don't see the impact of it right away, and it's very difficult to continuously invest in it. But if you continue to work on good quality content, and which is not easy still,
right?
And then just participate in the community. So it's no more than anything else. You're just participating in the community, and as you participate in the community, the word spreads, and that helps because and Facebook communities we have seen is very, very powerful.
How did COVID-19 impacted your business?
So we were really scared when COVID happened because we didn't know how businesses would get impacted, because we serve a lot of small businesses like a lot of other WordPress products, right? We sell to a lot of small businesses, and all of these small businesses around the world were being forced to close down for months at end. So we were really scared because when something like that happens, there will be a cascading effect. Okay. But in many ways, something opposite happened. People started building more and more website, and online presence increased dramatically.
Are you seeing any downfall now?
So we are definitely seeing increased churn.
How did you grow your business? Like, was it a freemium model or a trial model? What worked for you?
In many ways, I consider we were almost always premium only. So we should have with a trial.
Can you share some of the figures that you have achieved in the last 1 year?
So, like I mentioned, we have 15,000 plus paying customers. We have very large, Fortune 500 user businesses also being our customers. We have millions of dollars of revenue. We have a small team, but very high impact team. And
So how much profit did you make last year? Any
we
approx?
don't we like we made millions of dollars in profit.
Wow.
Right, so we maintain a healthy balance, unlike the rest of, just growth at any cost kind of company. But yeah, we have with a small team, we're trying to have as much impact as possible.
Wow. So for someone who is going to start in this, who wants to enter into this business, do you have any tips for them?
Uh, yeah, I think again the opportunities in front of us is massive. Like what we have learned over time is when you make a great product, you put in the effort to get it out. It is something which we don't do enough of, but just put in that effort. Be mindful of how do people finally consume your product. If you do those two things without all the noise of, oh yeah, do a SaaS, do a X, do Y, or do great marketing or anything, just focus on the product and make sure that you can get it out in front of people. And I'll focus on figuring out where can a typical customer come from. If you think logically, you'll be like, oh yeah, this is the place where a customer can come from, and have that logic and follow that logic through.
Any particular niche that you see growing in coming years?
With the advent of AI that we are seeing here, in technology specifically, we are going to see a massive realignment of everything happening. So almost every industry, every small and big thing. And if we are talking about websites, how people approach SEO, why people approach SEO, how people approach creating content, designing website, using website, how do they end up being on website, what happens in this space, everything will change. And it won't happen in the next 6 months, but we'll start seeing signs in the next 2 years, and in 5 years, it's
Might see
completely it's a new world altogether.
What was the most difficult phase in your life?
And I've been very lucky to a great extent. So I won't call anything typically difficult. I've been lucky to have great education, great family. Health wise, it's been fine. So I wouldn't say they're excessively difficult. Obviously, we all go through our ups and downs. Running a business is never easy.
How are you managing them? Like, how are you managing your personal life along with the team, along with the business plugins, like growing?
You do feel overwhelmed at times.
Right.
Again, having good team members who treat the business as their own.
How do you make sure that your team is capable of that, and the incentives that you are giving is enough for them to contribute it as it is their own business?
The best people in the world need something challenging to take up. Nobody wants to build the next something. People want to build something which really change.
So your team is really passionate about creating these products. And how do you feel like from before 10 years you started this and now you are here earning millions of dollars in profits? So how do you feel today?
Again, really fortunate. I think there's definitely a sense of gratitude, but also there's a sense of mission. As you build upon your successes, you feel that you can accomplish so much more.
So at that time, did you had that vision that you will be at this stage today?
Not at all. Now, if you had told me,
what are your goals for 2023?
I think while we're not a goal-driven company very much, we are a very just focus, put your head down and keep have a rhythm kind of person.
Do you have a hero in your life? Someone you admire a lot?
I'm just thinking. I can't. A lot of entrepreneurs. I look up to a lot of entrepreneurs, and for different reasons. Definitely consider. Definitely get inspiration from them.
Do you have a philosophy in your life?
I think a couple of things. Generally, I would say, जो भी होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है. That is, looking back, almost always. I think apart from death, everything else is अच्छे के लिए होता है.
So my last question to you is, since we are here at WordCamp, how was your experience here at WordCamp, at the booth and as a speaker as well?
No, WordCamp Kerala was fantastic. You know, coming in, I had zero expectation. We barely made any preparation for it, but the organizers have done such a good job, and the community in Kerala itself. Oh, wow, it's, hats off to them. We weren't expecting actually too many relevant people. In our experience, we have seen that at smaller WordCamps, we don't see people who are relevant from a product perspective. So we sponsored just
Okay.
to help the community, but we were very wrong. Let me be clear. The number of agencies and people like that, people running businesses, came to us and we had conversations with, was totally unexpected.
Wow. Thank you so much for your time, Akshat.
Thank you so much.
Really a pleasure having you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.